Hello Pisces, my name is Paul and this is Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask that you connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And if there is anything you need me to pray over or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. All right. And remember, Pisces, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And look at that, right away the Fool card. Very nice. It could be that you're beginning something quite new and quite different, something about which you really don't have any frame of reference. You really maybe don't have any kind of experience with this, but we're doing it anyway. And I think that you are feeling quite sure of it, right? This is the Six of Swords. We got some fire energy, of course we do. We've got more water, some Capricorn energy, more Capricorn, a lot of major arcana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's quite a bit. This is really something else. I wonder what you're starting. You know, or it might be that you're not technically starting something new, but it could be a new perspective on something that you're already doing. But let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card, one random card. Well, 2 wanted to come out, so we'll put 2 here under Mr. Bates, aka Kevin. Now we're not going to look at those cards until the very end, so don't even ask, Pisces. Don't even ask. Hopefully we can use those cards to tie everything together at the end, right? But if at any point during the reading you get an idea, a sense, a feeling of what those cards are, I want you to put your prediction in the comments, okay? Trying to see if we can collectively raise our vibrations, tap into spirit, tap into source, and start discerning these mystery cards together as kind of a group exercise. Yeah. But first, we've got major, 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 major. We've got some fire. We've got some water. We've got some air. And we've got our earth. Now, we have a lot more earth than that because we've got the universe or world, we've got the devil, we've got the Hierophant. So this is really, I feel like I don't want to mess with you. You're stepping into some energy that I think is really, really powerful. I see so much here already, I don't even know where to begin, but I guess we'll begin at the beginning. This was you, the Fool, okay? And with the Fool, we have to do an Jing hexagram, which we'll do. But I feel like when you began this thing, you didn't know what the heck you were doing, right? You were basically like the Fool. You didn't know, maybe innocent and ignorant, right? As time went on, and maybe this, I don't know what the time frame is here. Maybe this is kind of, maybe you're the Fool now, right? So we'll kind of use the present tense, but this could be what you've already been through. Being kind of just fresh, not having any kind of idea what's going on, blank slate kind of thing. Could be a new job, could be a new career field, it could be a new course of study, could be a new town, could be a new family situation, whatever it is. You did something you'd never done before. And you were like the Fool. You were a blank slate. You were ready to learn. You were ready to receive all of the wisdom and be imprinted with the structure of the thing, and then you would become someone who knew, right? You become a person of knowledge. But to begin, you have to be this Fool, this blank slate. Well, here is that imprint, the Six of Swords. This is you achieving the harmony of mind. And it may have been a struggle. It may still be a struggle. For you to figure this thing out. It's like someone who's just starting to learn math, right? Like calculus or something. don't know, pretty much just a fool. But when it finally clicks, when all of the information finally starts to make sense, we get this Six of Swords. It's kind of a science card. It's about understanding not just the facts. You're not just memorizing facts. You're understanding how they all fit together. There's a difference there, right? It's real intelligence. This is also a card that talks about the harmony of our heart and our mind, right? That what is preventing us from manifesting our will, generally speaking, is our human personality, our thinking and our feeling. It impedes our act of creation, right? And I think the Fool is really the proper way to approach this. It's okay that I don't know anything, because I'm going to learn the system. I'm going to harmonize my mind, my human personality, so that I can be a creator, right? And that's what we have here. We have fire to earth. The only thing that's impeding going from fire to earth is our human personality. In this case, though, you've got that taken care of. So this is not creating any impedance for you. Your mind is becoming, we entered into this thing with the right attitude. Not acting like we knew everything already, right? Not pretending that, it's no big deal, I can do this, I know what I'm doing already. No, you were humble. You were okay being ignorant, right, and innocent. And you were able to harmonize all of this information into real wisdom, into knowledge and understanding. So your human personality is not creating a problem here. You were able to learn this information and structure it and order it and harmonize it in such a way that you're not inhibiting your creative process. I don't know what you started, but here's the Three of Wands in the recent past. This is what came before you entering into this new path, whatever it might be. You made the decision to do it. You felt it in your heart that you wanted to do this thing, whether it's moving to a new town, entering a new career field, getting a new job, applying for a promotion in something, learning a new instrument, anything, any process at all. You felt it in your heart that you wanted to do it. You thought about it logically and said, this is a good idea. And you felt it in your body that I'm physically capable of doing this. I'm physically ready to do it. You're thinking, feeling, and doing all on the same page. This is the Trinity, that is the unity. This is basically an Ace of Wands here. This is saying that every fiber of your being, your spirit and soul, your body, mind, everything, was unified. Okay? This is the unity that becomes a Trinity so that we can make sure everybody's on the same page, and then we put it back together into an ace, and there we go. And then we're off. Right? So that was kind of the decision-making process for you. And what we see in the future is this devil energy, this Capricorn energy. This is pure creativity. This is unbridled fire to earth. You've unleashed something. Whatever it is that you're doing, if it's a musical instrument, a new career field, a new course of study at university, whatever it is, you're really good at it. Right? Or you're going to be very good at it. Because we've gone through this process, because you're not impeding your own progress here. Okay? We've got the Six up here too with the Six of Cups, see? So the Spirit is emphasizing the harmony of your emotions and the harmony of your mind. Okay? Thinking and feeling functions are beautifully in sync with your will, your intention, your purpose, your decision. This has got to be the best reading ever. And we even see this 10 of wands down here at the bottom. And this is some Saturn in Sagittarius energy. And with this one, I feel like, okay, usually when I get a 10 of wands, I feel like, okay, you're exhausting yourself, right? Your fire and your creative energy has kind of gone too far, and it's starting to kind of fizzle out, right? It's gone too long, right? Pedal to the metal for too many miles or kilometers, and there's not much gas left in the tank, or you're starting to wear out. You're starting to kind of feel it, right? But in this case, because this is underneath everything, this is within you. This is an instinctual knowledge that you've got to regulate your fire energy, your creative output, your vital energy, your physical exertion even. You've got to regulate it, and Saturn is the regulator, right? You know that you can't just burn the candle at both ends. You know that you can't just drive with your foot planted on the floor, mashing the accelerator through the floor indefinitely, right? You know that you need some sort of creative regulation, energetic regulation here, right? You've got to be able to adjust the throttle. That's why it's a pedal. That's why it's not just on or off, right? There's degrees, there's subtle adjustments there, and I think you know that, and that's why this card is in here. So this too, this is a perfect card. This is the perfect reading. It really is the perfect reading. We move to the path of the serpent, and what is your general energy? The entire world, right? The entire universe is your general energy. So you have tapped into something that is so fundamental. It's the most fundamental law of the universe, right? The creation, how things come into being. And I think that you've mastered it here, even if maybe you're not aware that this is what's going on. But this is you living out the fundamental process of creation in the universe, in your personal life. You are tapped into the macrocosm here. You are tapped into spirit, to source, to the universal energy, universal mind, God, goddess, deity, whatever you want to call it. You're perfectly in balance. Right? Nothing is being wasted. There's perfect efficiency. Nothing, there's this, the law of conservation of energy in the universe. There's a lot of macrocosmic laws, not only in the physical universe, but in the kind of spiritual sense as well, right? And I think that you are the kind of perfect embodiment of that right now. You're very tapped in. And I don't know if this is something that you've worked hard to achieve, or if it's something that happens spontaneously for you. Okay. I kind of get the feeling like this is just, you never thought about it like this. So we don't have a lot of air energy here. Just that 6, just that harmony. It could be that you never really wondered, you never thought, you never tried to figure it out. It's just something that you know how to do, right? Just something you know how to do. Very interesting with that general energy. Now, in your environment, we have the activation of the Capricorn energy. The devil energy is Capricorn. It is the fire of earth, right? Cardinal earth energy. The Knight of Pentacles is the Capricorn energy. The cardinal earth energy, fire of earth. So this is the archetype that we talked about, the kind of infinite flow of creative energy. And this is it, activated. Archetype, activation of the archetype. This is perfect. I couldn't imagine a more perfect reading than this. So this is you here, this is you out in the world, right? In the universe, creating things, doing things, making progress, right? It doesn't look like you're really doing much in this card though, right? You're kind of sitting there. The horse is grazing and you're staring out into the distance because you are using your spiritual vision, right? You are creating in your mind the vision of the future, and then you set off to build it. So it's not haphazard, right? You're moving mountains. Well, you're doing it with intelligence. You're doing it with the knowledge of how to do it. You've got this spiritual act of creation down to a science, right? You're the true magician here. And this, I think, it's the activation of that Capricorn energy. We don't want to forget about that. It's unbridled creation, but it is the understanding of kind of the end goal and being able to reverse engineer it, right? And we know what we're creating. Otherwise, our creative energy is just spilled everywhere, just dissipating, everywhere into the environment. Doesn't accomplish anything. This is focus, right? This is the spiritual vision where you can look out over the blank canvas and you can see in your mind's eye what the final picture is going to look like. And then we go back and we just start doing it. Then there's no interference from heart or mind. It's a direct process of creation. You're just painting in a frenzy, in a fury. But it's not haphazard, right? This is the perfect reading. Perfect cards here. Perfect spread. The obstacle here is this Hierophant. Now, before we get to the Hierophant, because with a Hierophant we also need to do an I Ching, let's do the I Ching now, so that we can utilize the wisdom as we finish up our main cards here. This is for the Fool and for the Hierophant. See, this is kind of the apprentice, and this is the master, right? This is student and teacher. And what kind of a student-teacher relationship could be better than the teacher being a kind of cosmic, spiritual, enlightened kind of a guru energy, or this is the kind of higher mind, right? This is the universal teacher. And then a fool, a blank slate, right? You are like this is the perfect relationship too. You're in this perfect state of receiving the wisdom from this spiritual energy, right? You are receiving the direct instruction from the kind of the external mentor. The universe itself is instructing you, is filling you with its wisdom, right? The I Ching card, not knowing, perfect. Absolutely perfect. And you know what else is perfect? In the Aquarius reading that I just did, we also had the Fool card, and the I Ching was also not knowing. So it's kind of a theme right now with the Fool being this blank slate. And it says, creating success. The first consultation speaks clearly. The second and third pollute the waters. See, the first consultation, the first impulse, the first decision, the first appearance of will, right? The Ace of Wands that we said is the unity of this Trinity. That was clear. That was perfect. If you were to kind of second guess things and question and doubt and invoke all of these swords energies, well, then we'd be polluting the waters. Then we wouldn't be speaking, and we know speaking is creating, right? The logos. So constancy bears fruit. Means keep doing what you're doing, and things are going to be real nice. The commentary on the back. To be ignorant is a creative, harmonious way to engage with your world. Don't go running after answers, as if it's embarrassing not to know. Holding steadily to not knowing, and hence to learning, will bring good results. What don't you know? What if you didn't need to know all the answers? And how can you learn from experience? Well, that's very much what we're saying here with these major arcana, with the Fool in the universe receiving the wisdom of the universe, right? This is kind of your interaction with the world right now. So this is sort of on-the-job training in a way, right, with these. But back to this Hierophant now. Why is it in this position of what you don't want, or what the obstacle is? Well, there comes a time in every student's life where they must abandon the teacher, right? Where the student becomes the master. You have received all of the wisdom you can from outside, from the universe. Now, You have to elevate yourself. You have to rise up into this high priestess. The high priestess is basically the internal hierophant, right? This is the wisdom coming from outside, right? Teachers from the universe, energy coming in, and this is us now, kind of becoming the teacher, becoming the master, right? Not having to consult something outside of ourselves, consulting our self, capital S, right? True self. And this is why the hierophant is in this position of the obstacle, because at some point we have to let go of the teacher and trust in ourselves. So this is really an amazing journey for this fool, right? And we could apply this lesson, this lecture, whatever you want to call it, this tarot reading, to whatever you're doing in your life right now, right? Whatever is your work, whatever you are learning. And you went into it with the right attitude, the attitude of not knowing. I don't know anything about this. I don't need to know all the answers right now. I'm going to learn by doing. I'm going to allow my creative flow to happen. And I think this is really, really paying off for you. I think this is the best reading I've ever done. And I mean that. Let's look at these mystery cards. We do have two of them. Will it be the Fool and the Hierophant? Will it be the Hierophant and the High Priestess? I'm predicting major arcana energy. But I'll leave the camera switched like this. If you want to put your guess down in the comment section, you're welcome to do so. You don't have to play along if you don't want to. I'm thinking major arcana, though I can't really see what they are, but I'm thinking majors here. Thinking majors. Either major arcana or some earth energy, right? Maybe both. Let's see what we've got. You know, this cycle of readings, I don't think I've been accurate with the mystery card, not even once. It's weird how it works that way. The first one is the Eight of Swords. This is obviously what we've been talking about this whole time. We don't want this, right? This is the, you know, if you don't know, if you're the Fool and you're the blank slate, you don't know what you're doing, we don't want to get trapped by trying to figure it out. We don't need to know everything, right? We don't have to know what we're doing in every moment. I think that kind of intellectualizing, rationalizing, that seeking after knowledge in place of action or creation is locking you up. It's blinding you, it's binding you. And it's putting you in this field of data that you can't make sense of anyway. May be able to read all the textbooks I want, but if I'm not out there doing it, then all of that knowledge is just facts that I'm memorizing. Okay? So, what do we have instead? The Knight of Swords. So, there is the idea here of fire and air. Okay? It's a Knight of Swords. It's fire and air. And this is us being able to take the knowledge, the data, the facts, right? The organized, harmonious, scientific, structure that we have in our minds, and we're using it in activity. We're testing it out in the real world, perhaps, right? Facts are just facts. Anybody can memorize stuff, right? But to take those facts out into the field and test them, use them, apply your knowledge, that's where the real key to this magic is. Anybody can learn the spells and the rituals, but if you're not out there doing it and gaining experience from it and creating with it, what are we doing? God, this is such a good reading for you. We're going to do an extended, though, too. If you want to stick around, click either above or below in the video description. New readings for Pisces every Monday and Thursday at 6 a.m. Chicago time. Pisces, I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.